What? I think you're talking about the blueprints? Okay. Well, I've lived in and around New York most of my life, where I kept it as my home port. And in the mid-60s, I moved into a loft just off of Union Square. It's a huge loft. And when we moved in, it had the blueprints all over the walls of the World Trade Towers. And wow, that's great, it's a boom. So we took them down, rolled them up, and stored them in boxes. We were there for a year or two, and then decided when the gas strike came to New York, it was unlivable in the early 70s under Nixon. So, and I was made an offer to go to Maine, so we moved to Maine and bought a piece of land with a barn on it. So we had 3 families worth of stuff in the barn, including all these blueprints. And there were a couple of crazy redneck people that lived there. This was like 73, who didn't want any more people from New York or anywhere else moving into their rural county, and they burnt the barn down. And we lost everything that was in the barn, including the blueprints. But I'm not certain at how that affects the feeling of this evening, but in retrospect, it did to me, because I always thought, well, I got the blueprints to that building, and then boom, they're gone. And I when I was telling him the other night, there was another aspect of this. In the early 90s, I went to a wedding. It was in the basement of the World Trade Towers. And I had this uncontrollable feeling that this building was going to fall on me. It was like, I'm paranoid. There's something wrong. Why would I feel this way, you know? And I never examined it, but I actually walked out of the place 7, 8, 9 times because I had the feeling that it was a crushing weight. And so I don't know how that affects it either, but those 2 things stuck with me when the buildings went down. That just popped right into my mind. So that's not much of a vignette, but that's how it occurred to me.
Thank you for sharing.